I hope you enjoyed my Blue Hour photography video. A couple things I want to go over. It's a very super duper low light situation, so some of my images, please forgive me, were noisy. Now I think it was just a lack of preparation on my part, but this was the light source that I brought with me this time to illuminate my model. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So next time I'm going to bring something a little more powerful with me. I do have this this real vintage lantern that I might try to get it to work, although I do know, come on, I know the lantern, it's overdone, everybody's done it, but I don't care because I do what I want. Overall, I'm very happy with the images that I got, considering that I didn't have any light and my lens is only 1.8, so it just goes to show you that you really can push the gear that you have. I don't have the greatest gear in the world. Of course, I wish that I had like a 1.2, but I don't have that. So I just work with what I have, and I really recommend that you guys, if you don't have super great expensive gear, that you just work with what you have and see what you can get. I decided to shoot the AM Blue Hour because I wasn't sure how my Blue Hour images would come out, and I really wanted something to fall back on in case they didn't work out. So I was like, it's perfect, I'm on the beach, it'll be, the sunrise comes right after Blue Hour, it'll be perfect. Now I do want to go over some of the photographs that I took with you guys, go over, why I use certain settings, how I got this image, and all that jazz, so just stick around. Okay, so this is going to be the first image that I go over with you guys. This one was one of the first ones that I took that actually wasn't blurry, because the first couple I ended up shooting at, I think, like 1/30th of a second. And a good rule of thumb to go by is to never shoot an image under 1/60th of a second, because you risk having an image that's not sharp, and it could also be very blurry. So I shot this with the aperture wide open because it was one of the first images that I took, and the sun hadn't fully emerged, so there really wasn't a lot of light available to me. I had my ISO as low as it could be, and I did end up bringing it back a little bit when I was editing it, but even when you when you take an image with a really high ISO and you try to bring it back, it's still going to be noisy. So you want your ISO ideally at 100, but I didn't have the proper lighting available to me because of when this was taken. On to the next. So for this one, you can see that most of my settings, they stayed the same, because I really wanted the aperture had to be open all the way to let in as much light as possible. I kept my shutter as low as I could get it without risking an image that would be not sharp, but I was able to bring my ISO down a little bit. I don't know why I thought I would be able to get a little bit more light from those little fairy lights, but that didn't work out. If I had them closer to her face, you're going to see in another image, it was a little better, but at this point the sun was coming up, so we are teetering between Blue Hour going into the sunrise. All right, now with this image,
We are starting to exit blue hour. The sun is rising. There still is a little bit of a blue cast in the sky, and I was able to lower my ISO. I kept my shutter up to stop motion of her hair. You can see that I probably could have gone up a little more on certain parts of the hair, but um, it's sufficient for what I was going for. You know, it's not like her hair was like a complete blob, so I'm okay with that. Now, for this one, actually, I really love how this image came out. I love the way I color graded it when I was editing. But as far as the settings go, I raised my f-stop so that I could have more of the rocks in focus. Um, Also, my ISO is still way higher than what I would like it at, but I think as far as the noise goes, it's not too bad. And my shutter, I honestly, in hindsight, probably could have lowered it, but you know, it's things like that, observing, reflecting on, the work that you've done is only going to improve your work in the future because next time I'm in a situation like this, I can look at it and say, I can bring my shutter down and along with that, I'll bring my ISO down. So, not a terrible mistake, and it wasn't like a big one, but it's things like that, that you should really be thinking about every time you take a photo. And for my last photo, I was able to finally have my ISO at a reasonable number. And yeah, so that's the end of this video, and I do hope you guys will stick around for my future videos. Thanks for watching.